Hello, family and friends. It's the time you've been waiting for. Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard, the best show for you for resources and information for people getting better with age. Well, today we have a special guest. The doctor's in the house, Dr. Michael A. McGee, a friend of Senior Talk. We'll stay tuned because you don't want to miss what's happening up. We're getting ready for part 3 of Bronzeville Summer Nights. Everyone, stay tuned. All right, family, God bless you. And wherever you are turning in across the world, you're viewing and watching another exciting show of Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard. A special time here on Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. And it's going to play again in your community via all of our media outlets, Spotify, all those great things, tune in, all that good thing. But let me tell you, we don't want to take any more time on how you can find us. Also, remember to go to Senior Talk Media. If you have a community product service that could directly benefit this broadcast, we invite you to join us. Well, let me tell you, now is the time. It is our third of a 3-part series coming up very soon, Bronzeville Summer Nights. Thank you to our community partners, of course, Quad Community Development Corporation. Let me thank you to Yvette Warren and Rhonda McFarland, who have been boots on the ground, and the phenomenal team of We Know Bronzeville Summer Nights, known as what we call it, where community and commerce meet. The community meets the vendors, the people who put their businesses in Bronzeville, and we come outside and have a great time. Well, if you started off and saw us at the beginning of our show, we greeted you because we are living still through a pandemic. So myself, along with Dr. McGee, we are greeting you because it is still necessary. And we're going to share all the things that you need to know on how to be prepared, but also be a part of what we're doing. So what we're going to do now is, before we bring on Dr. McGee, I just like to talk and bring up this little message from Rhonda McFarland, who is, I hope she's watching because she is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful person. She's working diligently for the community. And we just want you to hear why Bronzeville is resilient. Everyone, stay tuned.
As we were suffering, going through, trying to figure out how we were going to get our business community back engaged after the COVID-19 initial crisis, we started working on a campaign we called Bronzeville Resilient, which will include our Bronzeville Summer Nights initiative, which we are still going to do. We're just going to make it virtual. Our goal as ambassadors for the Quad communities, we're just going out to say, hey, we're here, we're still here. QCDC bringing you Bronzeville Summer Nights, celebrating community, commerce, and Bronzeville. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you're sharing this with your friends. For those who don't know, Bronzeville Summer Nights is in its 8th year. While COVID-19 has changed our environment, it has not affected our resolve.
Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it could be.
Descriptions of black Egyptians are from a block where they makes a lot, but never makes a lot. That they confused with blonde dreads. I'm God body, arm, leg, arm, head. Bronze feet means bronze legs.
Our older Americans are being underserved, mistreated, and sometimes forgotten. So I have taken the initiative to kick off a nonpartisan platform that will allow our older Americans to be equipped at the polling places, as well as if they choose to do mail-in ballots.
my goodness, it's September, y'all. We did this. We did this in Chicago. We are Bronzeville Resilient. Welcome to Bronzeville Summer Nights, September 2020. We are hosting again here from our secret cottage in the atrium at Little Black Pearl. And we are pleased that they have had us in their space for a second time this season.
All right. Woo! So that gives you a brief synopsis of Bronzeville Summer Nights. You don't want to miss the next one coming up on September the 10th, right there at the heart of Bronzeville at 4400 South Cottage Grove. Well, as I mentioned, the doctor is with us. I am so excited to have our co-host join me, Mr. and Dr. Michael A. McGee. Woo! Welcome to Senior Talk. How are you this beautiful day?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Claire. That was a great introduction that you did with the video.
Oh,
good stuff going on out there in Bronzeville, man.
That's right. Well, let's do this. I always get a bio of people, but I would like for you to share with our viewership a little bit about you, but I definitely want to highlight a few things. You are a very compassionate doctor, practicing emergency medicine. Thank you for your service, if I may say that. Thank you for your service. You're very, very much into this project outreach and prevent on teen violence.
Yeah.
If this is not more for a more important time in our life as we speak, as we live and breathe. So let's get an introduction of how you would like to let the listening audience know about who Dr. Michael A. McGee is.
Okay, guys. Well, I'm from the deep South, which is actually in Gary, Indiana.
Shut your mouth. G-Town.
Yeah, exactly. And born to a single mom, and basically, I grew up in every project in Gary, and my mother instilled in me the desire to study, and with my grandparents being by my side and teaching me how to pray, I eventually became a doctor. And I actually, before I went to medical school at Rush, I did a master's in public health at University of Illinois. So I've been in Chicago for a long time. After I finished my training for medical school at Rush, I went to NYU in New York. And I was there and got involved with trauma. I left there and then went to Emory in Atlanta. And there, again, I was a big major level 1 designated trauma center. So I've been around trauma all my life, which is why I was really involved with preventing violence and trauma that can come from that. And so I actually moved back to Indiana when my mother, who at the time was 56 years old, found out that she had uterine cancer. And within 3 months, she died. So I moved back and she was a nurse at the hospital where I work now. And I moved back to take care of my 94-year-old grandmother because my mother was a caretaker. So I've been there ever since.
Yeah.
And so here I am now, doing things in Chicago. We opened up the first all-Black owned acute urgent care center, which is also an occupational health center.
Yes.
We go out into the community and take care of businesses as well. And now we have evolved into Premier Health Network, which now includes primary care and integrative medicine. So we're doing it. We're doing it. We're resilient. We pretty much fit the epitome of resilient in this pandemic because we've probably been on the verge of closing maybe about 3 or 4 times because of the lack of volume and revenue being generated. But we're doing the best we can. We missed out on a couple of grants and we've been trying. And right now we have a good strategic plan. And so we're hoping to serve the community. We hope the community comes to us and we take care of your needs and recognize the value of an urgent care instead of going to an ER, right? I work at the ER. I know how much your bill is going to be. I know that you're going to be in the waiting room for 3 or 4 hours for a simple ankle sprain because you need to get an x-ray and you don't know if it's a sprain or a break. You spend all that time and money when you can just come to our urgent care. We have x-rays. We can do your x-rays. We have labs. We can check your labs. We can check your urine. We can check for STDs. We can do all kinds of things that you're spending up of almost $10,000 at an ER, where you can spend only $120 just if you don't even have insurance. and we take care of all your needs. So please learn to use an urgent care. There are not many urgent cares that are located in inner cities or urban environments. They're all in the suburbs. And so you guys have an opportunity to have something near you that you can utilize and not be waiting 8 to 9 hours, especially now that Mercy is closed. Everybody's going to advocate centers or to University of Chicago.
Absolutely. So let's do this. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to show everyone why Premier Urgent Care in Chicago ortho is so hot. Everyone stay tuned. Here's a quick commercial break.
Hello, my name is Dr. Gregory L. Primus, and welcome to the CSO Sports and Medical Multiplex. This is an incredible facility here, spanning over 100,000 square feet, right here at the border of Bronzeville, 1 block away from our beautiful Lakeshore Drive and the lakefront. And this is a huge multiplex that's designed to take care of the community needs, and particularly their health needs and their physical fitness needs, and just sports, mentorship, and overall wellness. Of course, Bronzeville, as you know, brown and black. It is what it is. It has a rich history, and all of these physicians are black. They represent the community. It turned out that this is one of 2 or 3 black-owned urgent care facilities in the country that's actually serving inner city communities like right here in Bronzeville. So that's what you guys have right here in your neighborhood. Here at the CSO Sports and Medical Multiplex, we would love to hear from you. We are at 1301 East 47th Street, 708-263-2000 for any of your musculoskeletal needs. Keep your mask on, keep your social distance, and stay safe.
Amen. Stay safe. Now, look, Doc, we're here on purpose because we want everyone to join us on Friday, September the 10th. So I'm going to play the video where you were executing our passion for everyone getting COVID tests. And I want you to come back and just dive into it. Everyone, another quick commercial break. You're still watching Senior Talk Media on YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, and on Facebook.
As an ER doc, this past year, 2020, was probably one of the worst years of my life. But we did get through that. Raise your hand if you have somebody who got really, really sick from COVID. Just sick. Pretty much everybody up here. Now, raise your hand if somebody you know died from COVID. A friend or a family member. And so that's more than 90%.
When everyone was shutting down their offices on March 13, 2020, I went down for the count. I got COVID.
So we have work to be done. And that's why we're all out here, because at the end of the day, we care and we love you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm on the receiving end. You the host right now. Break it down, Doc.
Well, what you just saw just now was basically a collaborative effort that we put together on July 24th to try to get as many people and kids out as possible. We partner with so many different entities, from the Chicago Department of Health to Blue Cross Blue Shield to the Cook County Physicians Association, to Black Nurses Association, to the Urban League, to a youth organization called This Is Life. And so we are basically trying our best to entice people to come out. And unfortunately, we had a small number. But the reality of what we did do, and we didn't see the Delta variant and SARS coming at that time, because had we done the same, event 2-3 weeks later, we probably would have been crowded and had a bunch of people. And so we put the video together so that we can go around and show people in the community and across the country that this is real, that Black people, with a whole bunch of Black docs and nurses, Congresswoman Robin Kelly, our Alderman Sophie King, they all came out to show that this is important, this is real, and that you can't believe all the nonsense you're hearing about on social media about, the coronavirus not being significant and not killing a lot of people. You saw everyone raise their hand. About 90% of everybody up there raised their hand when I asked the question, do you know somebody who's died from COVID? Mm-hmm. This is the real deal. And the beauty of that whole video is at the end, there's a phone number that you can call and it will come to your house and do your vaccination. And then also there's a website from the NCRN, which is the National COVID Resiliency Network that's housed at Morehouse College of Medicine, that you can go on that website. You can put down your where you live at, and they'll tell you what the closest places is for you to get vaccinated or either to get tested. So it's the Bible for Black people to go and find information that is the real true deal, mm-hmm. and not one of your friends who probably didn't graduate from college trying to give you information on something that's been known to be proven by science.
Absolutely. One of my greatest passions is for people to be educated. And just like the pastor said, you have to read the Bible for yourself. You don't know if I'm telling the truth or not, And so what we have to do is take more investment in learning and hearing from the experts. So you serving right now many communities, but we're talking Bronzeville specific this coming Friday or upcoming. What is the hesitation among the community? Because, if we put something in the community, if we don't use a resource, it can be taken away. So what is your community announcement? What is your message to our community at large about coming out? And they don't have to wait until the 10th. They can come earlier and prior to get this COVID test. But right. What is your message to our community?
Why the hesitation anyway?
Yeah.
What are we scared of? There's all these different myths out there. We've been hearing stuff on the internet that's not true. And then think about it. Any right winger can get on the internet, act like they're Black, and send all this misinformation, and then we're propagating it around to other people. And we increasing the fears of that. Yeah. When you see it in front of your eyes, it's not the majority who have the greatest number of people dying from COVID. It's Black and brown communities.
Yeah.
So you already have the proof that is there, that you've had friends and family dying. So there should not be any hesitation. Also, people are scared about the syphilis study, and most of the people who are scared weren't even born. And back then, they didn't have regulations like they do now. There are regulations. They can't do the things that they did back then in that one, grave era in history. That's never going to happen again. Mm-hmm. And then 3, people were scared because the vaccine was created so quickly. Well, what they should be telling you guys is this vaccine has been in the process for 10 years. When the first coronavirus came out with President Obama, it was called SARS-1. They started working on mRNA techniques at that time. And now when SARS-2 came out, they pivoted, and now they had something that was different from SARS-1. And so they started focusing on that. And that's why the mRNA has been there. This wasn't something that happened quickly and overnight. And then 3rd and 4th, most importantly, you've seen what it did, right? Prior to December, that line of people dying was going up like this.
Yes.
Right? And then it dropped in January and it went down. And that was because the vaccine was being distributed in December. And then now here we are, and in June and July, now we're back going up again, because now what happened? Well, the virus mutated. It changed. When you have a bunch of people not taking the vaccine, it goes through your body and it mutates, and it comes out a whole different product. So all of you out there who's had COVID and think you won't get it again, I tell you what, it ain't the same virus. It's different now. So you still need to get your vaccine, even though you think you have that antibody that only lasts for 3 months. Well, you had COVID in 2020. Now you got a whole different product that's called the Delta variant. So now you still need to get that vaccine. It has to be done.
Wow. So how do we talk to the most vulnerable population I would say older Americans, because that's my community, but we're talking teens who are out and gathering in numbers that are unforeseen, and they just presume, oh, it can't happen to me. How do we talk to those teens? Because we're going to be right at 40. We're going to be at 44th and Cottage Grove.
Yeah.
And we need you to come out. Bring your grandchildren. Those. What is the age requirement that for those that can receive a vaccine?
Greater than 12.
Okay.
12 and greater.
12 and greater.
So what happened was this, and it wasn't no fault of their own. When the COVID first hit, we saw that it was happening mainly to older people, 50 and over, with multiple medical problems, hypertension, diabetes, obesity, obesity, lung problems, people who were immunocompromised with HIV or cancer. And that's why we started seeing more older people being affected and killed. Yeah. And at that time, the rate for kids getting the virus was only 3%. Well, in December, they started seeing that, hey, it was more kids getting it, and it went up to 22%. And so now they noticed that, hey, kids can actually get it because of what? Well, kids can have hypertension and diabetes and obesity and asthma, and some kids have leukemia. Some kids may have HIV. And so that puts them at risk. But most importantly, their family members were giving it to them. And so kids were still getting sick. And so now here we are now in August or September of 2021, and now it's shifted. All the older people are now vaccinated, and now the kids 12 and up. And then, by the way, from 12 to 15, the percentage of kids vaccinated is only 24%. So we got a lot more work to be done for kids 12 to 15 and up. And then for kids under 12, they're not vaccinated. And so now they're getting the disease from their parents and from their relatives and from their friends. And so it's real business now that now we're seeing, and you see it on the TV. All these kids in different hospitals, ICUs are being filled at children's hospitals now with kids when they didn't have that before. And also, you can't be worried about this inflammation of the heart caused by the side effect of the vaccine, because myocarditis, which is inflammation of the heart, is caused by COVID more than anything. It can cause severe myocarditis. The little bitty transient, meaning, temporary inflammation you get from the heart with the vaccine, only lasts a few days. You take ibuprofen and you're done. But with COVID, when you get myocarditis, it can lead to severe heart disease, congestive heart failure, cardiac arrhythmias, and sudden death. So it's a known fact. Look it up.
Yeah, we will. So let's do this. We got some more time. We just want to also show some of our other community partners who will be joining us for the third edition of Bronzeville Summer Nights 2021. Everyone stay tuned. We'll be right back after this message.
Hi, my name is Chris Willard. We're here at Small Shop Cycles and Service at 4250 South Cottage Grove. Our Bronzeville deal is that we're here the entire season fixing your bikes and getting you on the road with accessories, lights, and everything that you need to ride safely throughout the season and into next. Come on by and grab a bike.
Hi, my name is Felicia Shakespeare. Both myself and my brother co-own Surf's Up Bronzeville, where we love our customers. We are located at 4317 South Cottage Grove in Chicago, Illinois, and we are so happy to present our Bronzeville deal for Small Shop Saturday and beyond. Our deal is a $25 hollow. So what is that? That's a ½ pound of crabs, a ½ pound of shrimp, and also your red potatoes and your corn. So think of it as a mini, probably what I would call your boil in the bag, but definitely you want to check it out. It's one of our most popular deals at this time. Thank you for joining us.
All right, so that was just two of many, many things happening for Bronzeville Summer Nights, the third edition coming up on September the 10th. Let me tell you, please tell your friends and family, stay masked up. We want to come to these businesses and enjoy them. How many of us can raise our hands to say we were so happy when we got some control over this thing and we were able to wear a mask and socialize and hug our family and friends? We're going back a little bit, so we want to always stay protected. Please, I don't want Dr. McGee to come find you. because he's serious. So please come tell your family and friends, we need you. We need you. And then here's what one woman said. Just think about your loved one if you were not here and you could have prevented your passing with just taking the COVID test or i.e. getting the shot. Oh my gosh. Think of that person who will miss you if they could have had more time and you should have simply just taken a shot. So that's just my spiel. But Dr. McGee, let's go more into what we're looking to do on September the 10th. And also talk about how you're going to administer this, because there's several ways that people can receive a COVID test. And some are more people are more open to some suggestions than the others. So tell us how you're going to administer the COVID test on that day.
Yes, so we are going to be doing vaccines. Keep in mind, the Pfizer vaccine has to be at a sub-zero temperature. We had to buy a $7,000 freezer to keep it there. And so if we unthaw these and now people don't come out to get the vaccine, we have to waste them. And that's why, we got to be careful. We're trying to have a little sign up site for people to go to, but we're not going to bring out all of our products because they're rationed by the Department of Health. They only give us a certain amount per week or per 2 weeks. So we haven't used them, then we don't get any more. And if we threw them away, then they don't give us any more. So we're doing that. And we have Pfizer, we have Moderna, and we have Johnson & Johnson, the one-shot dose. And by the way, all of them now, you have to go at some point and get a booster within like 8 months of getting the shot, just so you know. And what we're also doing, and what we're very happy of, is you guys have been getting this thing stuck up your nose, once every month. I've had it maybe about 20 times. It really doesn't hurt, but it's uncomfortable. And for kids, they don't want to do it. And some people just don't want to do it. And so what we have now is the latest FDA approved saliva DNA COVID test, where you basically just expectorate or spit into a tube, add the cap on, you shake it about 5 times, and you put it in a bag and you give it to us, and we send it off and we have the result back within 24 to 36 hours. It's called sDNA because it's measuring DNA. It's 99.9% accurate and sensitive. And there's no pain, and it's super quick, and I can do 100 people all at once. All I got to have you do is turn around, spit, put the cap on, shake it, and then give it to me in a bag. I don't have to have on PPE or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a good test, and we're going to be doing that not only that day, but all the time. And we're doing a Church of God in Christ this Sunday as well at 10 o'clock on 71st and State Street.
So let's talk about this booster, because a lot of people are just thinking the 2 shots, or I had the Moderna, I had 2 shots. Why I need this booster? Why is it important to jump and get this booster shot? So why is that important at this time?
Well, again, this is everything is novel, right? It's new. So we didn't know what coronavirus is going to do. We didn't know how effective it was going to be. We didn't know there was going to be a disease of the vessels. That's why you have people getting pulmonary embolism, which are clots. That's why some people having strokes in their brain. They present with seizures and stroke-like activities. That's why you have some people having heart disease and congestive heart failure, because it affects blood vessels, and it can affect the lung blood vessels, which why you get that cytokine storm. And so we have not found anything that's going to prevent it from being there, other than getting you treated later. And we still giving you an experimental drug, and we giving it to you IV. Remdesivir is experimental. Regeneron, which President Trump talks about, which is actually helpful, is an experimental IV. So if something bad is going to happen, it's going to happen with the IV. Whereas the vaccine goes under your skin and it's safe. And you need a booster because after 4 to 5 months, or actually after 8 months, it's not as effective. And also because we have a different virus now. We don't have the same, alpha. We have Delta. So it changed. So we got to change and fortify our immune system more by taking the booster. Simple as that.
Absolutely. And let me say this publicly. During Bronzeville Summer Nights on September 10th, there will be vaccinations testing at the 44th and Cottage Grove and at the McDonald's on 47th Street. So that's at 44th and Cottage Grove. So we're going to get you on one end or the other. but you need to come see us. That's point blank. You're going to get you one end or the other, but we need you to come in. And more importantly, you know, I know personally, I like to talk to experts who have empathy for the community. And you have definitely shown that through the work that you do. But I just want you to, for a moment now, talk to the men. Because, you know, our brothers, we presume sometimes men just will not go to the doctor and, you know, be a part of learning how their health is affected. What can you say to the men who are watching and tuning in today?
Well, I mean, men's health is we're trying to work, we're trying to provide for the family. But how are we going to do that if we get sick from unknown diagnosis that we could have easily treated? Take Chad Bosworth, the actor. I messed up his last name.
Chadwick Boseman, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, Black Panthers. This guy looked great in the epitome of being in health, and found out way later that he had colon cancer. So now they're telling people you should be getting screened not only at age 50, but now they're telling everybody 45. But the Black doctors are saying you need to get screened at age 40. And you need to get a colonoscopy at age 40 because we don't know what's there. And so that's a prime example why men, you know, you can work, you know, and take care of your family, but you can't do any of that if you're sick and you're in a casket. And so men can't wait till it's too late. We need to do what we need to do and get a doctor and be screened to prevent it. Because if you can catch things early, you can prevent it from advancing to stage 3 and stage 4 cancer, which is when it spreads to your body and it's going to kill you pretty much at a higher percentage.
Yes. And that's the key thing, you know, early prevention in anything is very helpful to know. You know, I just don't want to know. Well, please don't do that. You know, and we love to self-diagnose. And nothing is more critical than the first introduction of this COVID process, and we were shut down. And as you mentioned, our disparities were still in place. And we chose to ignore them. Or no, we didn't. I'm just saying we was trying to get to the next day or find out what was going on. So we didn't take care of our diabetes or our hypertension. Our eating habits got out of the way. High heat, myself, I'm speaking to myself as we talk. Of course, we've gained that 20 pounds during the COVID wait. You know, all those things that we now need to address and get on top of. So what I'm going to do now is we got one more commercial break. And then, Doc, I just want you to just, you know, use this time to just explain why it is important. Some people refuse to wear masks still in public. I don't know. Let me just play this commercial, then you're going to come back and take it away for us, okay? We'll be right back. We're still watching. You are still watching or listening to Senior Talk Media on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and some commercial place where you reside. We'll be right back.
Hi everybody, my name is Eileen, aka TT, because Chef Chrissy is my niece. So I'm introducing her.
Hi, I'm Chef Chrissy. I'm the owner and executive chef of Cleo's Southern Cuisine, located at 4248 South Cottage Grove. Our Bronzeville deal is our Thanksgiving-inspired menu, which will be posted at eatcleos.com on Sunday when we close. See y'all soon.
All right. And we got some good food in Bronzeville. And let me encourage everyone, please, I'm going to put it out. Go to BronzevilleSummerNights.com, but it is powered by Quad Community Development Corporation. Everyone, if they have done such a great job at QCDC in encouraging businesses through the COVID, getting the proper training, you know, checking on people and businesses, how you're doing. And that's why we believe in the term Bronzeville resilient. So, Dr. McGee, we wrap it up on our broadcast. We're going to come back and bring you on. But everyone, we're going to be together on Friday. I'm going to follow you. We're going to be together. We're going to be encouraging people. If you saw it on our broadcast or our Facebook message, we want you to say, we saw you. We'll have some kind of something to thank you for just checking us out and being a part of this process. Of course, remember, 43rd and 44th and Cottage Grove, and at 47th at the McDonald's. We're going to be there. It's going to be a huge party. Now, let me tell you, Mad Rhythms, beautiful presentation. They're going to come forward. My sister, Simone Green, will host, and Maggie Brown and Geronimo Speaks. And then they're also going to have the Greek DJ Cypher hosted by that crazy guy named Leon Rogers. Let me tell you, Bronzeville, We want you to come out, be a part of what we're doing, but more importantly, encourage your family. Come as a family. Bronzeville, we got to come out so the neighbors can see who we are. With Commerce and Community Meet, come see Dr. McGee, how you can be a part. Check out the facility. It's just going to be down on the 47th Lakeside, a little further down. We'll tell you about that. We're going to have flyers. If you want them to do mobile vaccines, they can come to your community club, your block club, I tell you, your red hat meeting, your car party, your spades game, wherever. They will come. They are mobile. These are a collective of African-American doctors and specialists who are here to serve us. So, Dr. McGee, you've been awesome, awesome, awesome. I know, we're going to have to get you a permanent segment just to bring it, the message, because you bring it, and it's truthful because you've seen it and you're in the situation. That's why I had to start off and say thank you for your service, because without doctors showing up, because you have families and people who want to see you at home too, and you have to remain safe. So what is your closing remarks for us today?
So as an ER doc, and also my background is in epidemiology, so I look at numbers. That's the science. As an ER doc, I see it and I experience it, and it hurts my heart to see not only the people, Black people dying from COVID, but also from senseless violence and firearm violence. But I cried twice about 3 weeks ago. A 41-year-old mother came in with COVID. She had COVID about 2 weeks, and she came in because she had a negative test 4 days ago, but then came in because she was still having symptoms, feeling short of breath. Heart rate was a little fast. So I talked to her, and the first thing she told me, doc, I'm very sad. My son, who's 15, was lying around and was not acting right. And Sunday before last, he collapsed in front of me and went into cardiac arrest and came to my ER where my doctors worked on him, and he died. He was 15, had no medical problems. She then told me, the coroner called me on Wednesday, 3 days later, and told me my son died from COVID pneumonia. And then I cried then, and then later I cried when I had to now tell her that, I'm sorry, but the CAT scan I just got for you shows you have a clot in your lungs and you have a pulmonary embolism. And then she told me, well, doc, I'm going to miss my son's, casket buying tomorrow. And also I have to write his obituary. So I had to keep her in the hospital and had to prevent her from going on that next day to pick out her son's caskets and to write his obituary. So if that's not real for you guys out there, then I don't know what is. A 15-year-old should not die like that. And coronavirus it picks and chooses. We don't know who's going to happen to next. And so there are many of you who did well when they had COVID, but there are a lot of you who may not, and you just don't know. Mm-hmm. You don't know how it's going to affect you. So get your shot, get tested, and come to Premier. We'll do what we can for you, and go to your nearest closest doctor as well. But please, we'd love to see you Bronzeville summer nights, and come on out.
All right. So, what a message. That's a real message. But I want to thank you again, and thank you to Quad Community for partnering us together, and we're going to make it happen. The information is here, and as the doc said, some of the vaccines have to be thawed out. But if we put them out and we don't use them, guess what? We don't get them again.
Right. So
we got to be accountable. In that situation, the mother never expected, God bless her son and her. And, we just hope there's healing in the land somewhere. And we hope that we can be attentive. We don't do this programming just to be on Facebook Live and YouTube, because we're serving the community and we're here for you. And so we hope that you will join us again on September the 10th, the third edition of Bronzeville Summer Night 2021. Please come out. Remember, we're going to be at 44th and Cottage Grove to 47th. You saw our Cleo Southern Cuisine, Surfs of Restaurant, Small Business Cycle, Chicago Sports Otho Bronzeville, as well as Honey Barbecue. Let me tell you, delicious. I'm just saying. But everyone, thank you so much. It's been great having you a part of this day. It's a special edition of Senior Talk Media, and we'll be back with you real soon. Please remember, in complete darkness, we are all the same. It is only our knowledge and wisdom that separate us. Don't let your eyes deceive you. I am Claire Hubbard, and we will see you next time.
Beautiful.
Beautiful when you get right down to it, yeah. You're beautiful, and I wouldn't change one thing about you, yeah. Oh, 'cause you're beautiful. I don't mind telling the world about you, yeah. You're beautiful. And what about the way you love me? And the way you squeeze me. Simply beautiful. You're beautiful. When you needed me, yeah, I was right there by your side. Simply beautiful. You're beautiful. I wouldn't change nothing about you, yeah. 'Cause you're beautiful. Yeah. When you get right down to it, when you get right down